What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be walking you through this look step by step. I used the ever so popular Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia to create this look. Other than the shimmer shade on the lid, I did grab one other thing, but ultimately I used that. I did things in a different order today than I normally would. Normally I do like my whole face makeup and then I do my eyes. I kind of hopped around just to try some new things. I just tried some new things in this video. So I hope you guys like this. Come along for the ride. Please subscribe and let's get started. Before we get started, if you see any extensions peeking out in my hair, don't worry about it. They're there. Every time I put my hair up and the girl that does my extensions sees it, she always messages me. She's like, you're not supposed to do that because it's actually really bad for your hair when you have extensions in because it pulls on it and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just so nice to just put it up like this. It's really hard to hide the extensions. It is what it is. For my face primer today, because I want to use an Hourglass foundation, I'm going to use the Hourglass Veil Primer just to kind of like go with the whole theme. So this is one of my favorite primers. I feel like one of the best primers for oily skin. It goes on and it feels very unique compared to any other face primer. And if you have a deeper skin tone, keep in mind it will almost give like a purplish hue. Because I'm white as fuck, you can't really see it. It just like disappears into my skin. But you know how if you ever put on like a sunscreen that has that like purplish like white cast, this will do that. But when you put on your foundation, it will cover up. I feel like I can see it more when I have on a spray tan, but because I don't, it just blends right in. Okay, for foundation, I'm gonna go into the Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation. I have the shade Ivory. I used to switch between Ivory and Shell. I believe Ivory was the lighter shade, so I'm hoping that this matches me pretty well. I'm very, very fair today. I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna bring it down my neck anyways. I'm gonna pick it up on my brush and then just start pushing it in on my skin. Forgot how full of a coverage this is. The brush that they designed for this is beautiful. I've got it somewhere in my collection. It's a very unique brush. At least when it first came out, I feel like it was very unique. It's very short and kind of has like an angle to it, and it would apply this foundation beautifully. Sometimes when products come out and they have a brush designed for it, sometimes I feel like it's just like so unnecessary. And it is to an extent, but I feel like this one, the brush that was like designed for it, is actually pretty nice. I'm filming in my room here way earlier than I normally do. And I love when the sun comes in and hits back there. I can't film in here before like 10 o'clock though. If I film around like 8 in the morning, unless I get a good blind, but I've got a window here and it shines like directly on my face and then I can't see what I'm doing. It's so funny. Anytime I have to get ready that early in the morning to go somewhere, I just do my makeup in the bathroom because the lighting in here is so weird. Man, I've got to use this foundation more. I totally forgot about it. It's a very unique foundation. That's why I'm kind of like emphasizing that. It's very velvety and almost moussey looking, but like not too weird or like not too noticeable. I feel like it's still pretty natural and gives you a nice, decent coverage. Very, very pretty. So I totally forgot I wanted to do my eyes first today. So I'm gonna zoom in and we're gonna do that. I really wanted to kind of go out of order than what I normally would, and then I just started like autopilot doing my makeup. So yeah, I'm gonna go out of order today from what I would normally do. So I saw this technique done and it's nothing like crazy out of the ordinary. I've done it before, kind of, but basically, like, you know when you like clean up your eyeliner with like a makeup wipe or concealer or something like that? It's like that, but I've seen it done where they also clean up after the lower lash line has been done. So the other day I tried this look and I tried to attempt it and I looked absolutely ridiculous. Like it looked like I had just like a sharp line on the bottom, which is not what you want. So I'm going to still kind of do that. Again, this isn't like some like new technique or whatever. It's been done like for years and years and years, but I just normally don't do it unless I have like an actual liner wing. And I was gonna try it with the lower lash line again, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna, you'll see. But I'm gonna do the eyes before I do the rest of the face. Normally I finish my whole face makeup before going in, but another thing I wanted to try was doing the lower lash line before I go in with concealer. Normally I do my concealer first and set all of it. We're gonna switch things up today and get crazy. For my eyebrows, I want really natural but bushy brows today. So what I'm gonna do is actually start with my Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit, just to kind of map out the brow because this is one of my lighter shades for my brows. I'm just gonna map it out first. get the shape going, and then I'll go in with some darker colors and some gel and really floof them up. So I kind of got them all filled in and I want just a little bit more TLC to them. So I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. And I'm just gonna go in and just kind of like define them a little bit more. This is just a little bit of a darker shade. And now I'm just going in with a clear brow gel just to spike everything up. Make them look a little bit more bushy. I'm gonna go into the Jason Wu eye primer. I have the shade Medium. Take a little bit out at a time and then dot this on the eyes. I'm just grabbing a little bit of powder just to set that into place before we go in with eyeshadow. That way it doesn't skip around. Everything is all nice and set. This is so weird. I normally go underneath, but I guess I don't have to because I didn't do concealer yet. I feel so weird. For this look today, I'm gonna be using the Modern Renaissance palette. I think I'm actually calling this a Modern Renaissance palette tutorial, so you already know what I'm using by now. This is such a good classic palette. I feel like so many of us have this palette, and if we don't have it, I'm sure we've got shades that look so much like it. I think what's so stand out about this palette is that it was one of the first of its kind with these warm red oranges that had came out in the industry. Not saying that there weren't other ones that came out, I'm sure there were, but I feel like this is the one that just really started this whole warm trend a few years back. So we're gonna do a very nice red, pink, cranberry-esque look today with this palette. The other day when I did it, it definitely went more pink, and I want to focus more on going a little bit more red than pink. With this palette, one thing I love about it is it's got multiple neutrals with different undertones, so you can really customize what you want to do. I like to do is mix them together. So don't feel overwhelmed if I start going in with like multiple neutrals and stuff like that. That's honestly just the artist in me. I see the different undertones and stuff like that, and so I like to mix them together for myself. If these all look identical to you and you don't want to go in with like 500 shades, don't. Just go in with the one that you like. I like mixing together. So I'm actually going to mix these three together. Golden Ochre, Burnt Orange, and Raw Sienna. And then I'm going to go in and start mapping this out. I'm going right into the crease, outer lid. I'm going to take all three of those and I guess go underneath. It feels so weird doing this without concealer under there. Ooh, I feel like my under eye bags look crazy. So because I'm gonna be cleaning up this look with a makeup wipe, I'm gonna continue this and really sort of like bring it out into my temples in a way. So, which I haven't done in a while. I mean, I always make my looks a little bit more like rounded and just blown out and stuff. I'm gonna do the same thing, just a little bit more dramatic. So I'm not gonna be afraid to just go for it. Just whatever's left over now, I'm kind of bringing it out here into the temple. You don't want to do this right when you've put the product on your brush. This shouldn't be the first spot that you place that shadow. Place it into the eye first, like in the eye look first. So down on the lid and the crease and then whatever's left over on it. Basically the brush should be empty and then start rubbing it out here. And you'll look a little crazy at first, don't worry. I'm ready to start warming this up a little bit. So I'm now gonna go into Real Gar, which is this like orange, like a burnt orange shade. I'm gonna pop this into the look here, bringing this on the outer corner, and then bringing it in the crease, and then really start buffing it out. I'm not supposed to be doing the bottom lash line. This is hard doing a new technique when you're just so used to like your own habits, you know? So my plan is to do the top, clean it up, and then do the bottom. And here I am doing it how I normally would. Oh, I'm loving this. It's very grungy and yum. This look, by the way, can be worn any time of year, along with every look. But it gives me fall vibes and it gives me holiday vibes. You're not gonna get that yet because right now we look dead with the eye bags and everything. But by the end of it, it'll go very cranberry, which I feel like works pretty much whenever you wanna wear it. But you know what I mean? I feel like it gives me like warm October, November vibes, but it also gives me like cheerful Christmas holiday vibes. I'm now gonna go into Venetian Red, which is this red color here. And I'm gonna start packing this on the outer lid. It's kind of like a pinky red. I'm gonna try to remember to not go on the bottom lash line with this color right away. I'm gonna try to wait so I can clean it up. What's nice about that technique is I'm gonna get a little sloppy over here. Anytime I see it, I swear it's like they bring the eyeshadow down so far and it looks absolutely insane. Then they clean it up and it's sharp and it's like, again, I've seen it where they do it with the lower lash line, but I can't do it with the lower lash line and cleaning because then I just have like way too sharp of a lower lash line and I look crazy. With the first brush I used, before I bring too much of this over here, I'm gonna take the clean brush and blend this color out. And it's gonna pick up some of that red. And then when I bring it over here, it's gonna disperse the red color into the crease over here, but it's not gonna go like directly red in that area. I hope that made sense. Bring this up a little bit. Now I'm gonna add some red ochre, which is the shade here. It's a little bit more of like a brick red rather than like a bright pinky red. And I'm gonna add that in to the look, add a little bit more depth, just really adding to the look, adding some deepness. And I'm gonna not be afraid to like really bring it out because I'm gonna clean that up. Oh, I'm hoping this turns out okay because right now I look like a straight up vampire. I'm going to add the slightest touch of Cypress Umber, which is one of the most beautiful chocolate brown shades. I'm going to bring this right here in the outer, and it's almost going to enhance the reds and make them seem even deeper. Even though we're going in with like a neutral brown, it will almost just like complement those colors and make them seem deeper. So I'm just putting this right on that outer lid, and then I'll go in with the brush that we used with all the reds and use that to blend that out. For the lid, I used something that wasn't in the Modern Renaissance palette. I hope this is still available. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeshadow pot. Looks like this. And when I did this the other day, I just used my finger with this and tapped it on the lid. So I'm just picking it up on my middle finger and I'm just gonna pop it right there. And then I'm grabbing Love Letter, which is this color here. And I'm just stamping it right at the lash line. It's really not that crazy noticeable, but I do think it kind of makes that shimmer shade pop a little bit and really ties that like cranberry-ness together. And I kind of just have it dispersing up into the outer lid. For my highlight, I'm going to mix things together. I'm gonna mix Tempera, which is one of the most beautiful shades. It's like a milky, creamy kind of a color. It's matte-ish. It's got like the slightest bit of a sheen. It's gorgeous. It's also very pigmented, so be careful. I'm gonna tap a little bit of that and tap a little bit of Primavera together. I'm gonna hit this right under the brow. The reason I mixed them is because I don't want too crazy much of a sheen. It's nice is when you mix them together, you can kind of see the ratio that you created and go in with like a couple more taps of one over the other. So just kind of play with that. That's what I love doing with eyeshadow palettes. I'm just kind of stamping it where it needs to go and then going over it like that to kind of just disperse it. And then I drag it a little bit downwards so you can highlight. And then it's almost like over highlighted right now. When I go back in with that first brush with whatever's left over on it, I'm gonna blend the crease and it will diffuse. You don't want to bring this too high up, just a little to blend the crease with that highlight. Now you've got a nice fade from your brow bone into the crease. I'm now mixing Primavera and Vermeer for the inner corner highlight because this I would want to be a lot more intense. Lord, be with me while I do this. I'm excited. It's nothing crazy. I feel like people do this all the time, but I just feel like the only time that I do it is if I've got a wing and I'm doing more of that kind of a look. If I'm gonna go more blown out like this, I'll enhance it and just like go for it. I've never done like a full blown out look with a sharp edge. You guys are probably like, I don't know what you're talking about because I'm just not explaining this very well. But we're gonna try this. Bring this here, bringing it lower. I'm going with the bottom lash line. I brought it too high up. Oh well. I wanted it a little lower. Damn it. Here we are. I wish I didn't do that. I think this one is closer to the vibe that I was going for, but it should be lower. That's the thing. But that's okay. I'm gonna make this work. Yeah, see how that kind of like connects into the lower? That's more so what I was going for. This is way too high up. Gonna do the concealer now. So I'm gonna mix the NW20 and NC25 together. This is a lot darker. This is pretty close to my skin tone, but it's extra bright, so I know I'm gonna want a little bit more deepness. So I'm gonna do just a little dot on the back of my hand and mix them together. Dot this here and here. I was supposed to do the lower lash line before doing the concealer, so I'm gonna avoid that really quick. It's really hard to venture out and do something different when you're so used to your ways, you know? I really kind of kept that low so I could go crazy on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take the Venetian red shade and really bring that on the lower lash line here. And I'm gonna connect it into that. See how this just like automatically connects into that? I think that, yeah, that's the vibe. Okay, I'm gonna grab Real Gar. See, it's not supposed to have that like line right there. I mean, it's supposed to be sharp, but it's not. It's supposed to be more like, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna add the red ochre right at the lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer concoction a little bit more intensely to really clean this up. And to do this, I'm just gonna grab a Real Techniques brush so I can kind of get in there and diffuse it. That is the line. See how it goes underneath the lower lash line? I'm so sorry that this is a tutorial. You guys are probably like, bitch, what are you talking about? So I'm just taking some Real Gar, which was that orangey shade, and I'm just kind of going along the edge here just to kind of emphasize the shape that I'm wanting. And then I'm gonna go into that little trio concoction, golden ochre, burnt orange, and raw sienna, just to go along the lower lash line, that whole edge, just to neutralize it a little bit. And then when we go in with face powder, that should help. And just set this. So in conclusion, I think I should just do the technique that I normally would, because I can create the shape without going through all those obstacles and steps. Nevertheless, I'm happy with the look. I'm loving the blown outness of the look. I love the cranberry vibe. I am gonna go into my waterline with a nude to open it up. I do think like a hot pink in the waterline would also be very beautiful. I'm gonna use the Rimmel nude liner and just with a look like this, I wouldn't leave the eyeliner, the waterline blank. I would do like a nude or a brown or a black or a red, something to make that pop. Just because if you have any like fallout from the red in the waterline, it's gonna make your eyes look kind of tired and red because you are going in with all of these red shades. And because we naturally kind of go pink in there anyways, it's just gonna make you look just a little bit more on that vibe. So that's why I went in with a nude. Again, you can do any color in there. I'm gonna go into the Makeup Geek Extension Effect Mascara. I'm gonna apply this. This will help when you go in with your false lashes because then the false lashes can just rest on top of the mascara. So my lashes are just getting tacky. The ones that I wore in the look the other day when I wore this look, they're a style that just like isn't made anymore. So today I'm gonna go into the Ardell Wispies, which are just a really good classic false lash. Okay, so those are on. I need to use these more. I'm glad I have a whole pack of these because these are so beautiful. They're just such a good classic style. They look good on everybody. I might deepen up the lash line, but I just don't want to mess with it. Maybe. I think I'm just gonna go into my upper lash line with a darker color, just like any sort of dark eyeliner, just so that there isn't like lightness up there. I feel like you can't really tell, but that kind of just like thickened that band up there in a way. And then I'm gonna go into the mascara and put it on the bottom lashes. Officially decided I'm never doing my makeup in this order again. I forgot. So I used to do my eyes first and then my face makeup, but I just feel like I always end up taking like quadruple the time to do my makeup. I don't know what it is. I think just because it always seems unfinished. Maybe, I don't know. Like I can just spend 10 years doing my eyeshadow and now I'm like, okay, I should be done, but I still have to do all my face makeup and my lips. This is a very, very bougie product, but I grabbed it the other day because I saw someone use it on YouTube and I was like, oh, Forgot about that. So this is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel cream bronzer. This was like the jam for a long time. So I'm gonna use this to cream contour my face. So I'm gonna pick it up on a Smith 157 brush. Don't mind, I've got eyeshadow stained onto this brush. I cannot get it off. So I'm gonna bring this right up here onto the cheekbone. Ooh, what's fun about having my eyes already done is I'm kind of going with that whole like, you know, I'm just pushing this in on my skin and bring this up onto the forehead. Oh man, that is an upside to not having bleached hair, like bleach blonde hair at the root, because I can now wiggle this up into my hairline and it's no big deal. Okay, I'm contouring my nose with the cream bronzer. I'm also bringing it around my lips, kind of like a quick way to already make your lips look a little bit more plump. For my highlighter, I'm not sure which color I want to go into. I've got the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter and Golden Flower Crown. I think I'm gonna mix them maybe. I'm gonna grab Precious Petals, mix it with the other one, and then I'm just gonna hit that right on the cheekbone. I went in with too much contour on my nose. I'm hoping I can fix that with some highlighter. It's so weird because I normally will go in with my face highlighter as my eyeshadow highlighter. Let me know if you guys do that too. Do you guys prefer eyeshadow palettes to have like a highlight shade, or are you like me and you grab like your face highlighter to highlight your eyeshadow look? And then for blush today, I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the color Caribbean. Looks like this. It's a nice, deep, dark, beautiful, gorgeous blush. So I'm gonna pop this on my cheeks. I'm just gonna pick it up with my brush and start kind of like push dragging the blush onto the cheeks. And now I'm gonna start doing the little circles. Ooh, this was like the perfect color for this look. Forehead and the neck. Finally, for the lips, I've been filming for so long. This was supposed to be a quick tutorial. I'm gonna use Whirl lip liner from MAC. This is one of my favorites. It's a nice like dirty rose kind of a color. So I'm gonna line and overline my lips. Start here, connect, do this side, and then I'm laying it on its side to drag the color in on the lip. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit of a brown just to give a little bit of deepness. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of Cork from MAC just on the edges. And then, yeah, I think I used this. This is the Too Faced I'm Thriving lipstick. Looks like this. I'm just gonna tap this on. And then I'm gonna use my Whirl lip liner to kind of blend the lipstick and the liner together. Almonds nicely together. I really love this. Anything I would have changed, I would totally just do the same exact look, just in the normal order that I normally would, because I just feel like this took me 10 years to do my makeup. But I love this look. I love the Modern Renaissance palette. I think it's such a classic, and I think that this look could go very fall, it could go very holiday-esque, whatever you feel. It was fun. I feel more made up doing it in this order. I think like doing the face makeup after, I think I apply more. I do feel like more glam today. I do have like a more dramatic eye look, but I feel like normally, even if I were to do this glam of a look in the order of operations that I normally would do it, I just don't feel like I would feel this glammed up. I'm taking off my necklace. I feel like I'm not cool enough to wear it. As I was saying, I feel like if I were to normally do this look just in the same way, in the same order that I normally would, I don't know, I just feel extra made up today by doing it in that order. I don't know if I just applied more face makeup or I don't know, but I like it. I feel very glam. Love the eyeshadow. Let me know if you end up recreating this, and please tag me on Instagram so I could see your look. You can send me a direct message or just tag me in the photo, and that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope that you enjoyed following along. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see down below in the comments. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.